What's going on, y'all?
What's going on, y'all? So we back again for another episode review of The Chi. This season 6, episode 5, one of them nights. Ooh, girl, dust was in my nose. But anyway, so we get into the episode, and I will say I'm ready at this point. I know that they're building up to something to happen, and it's making me sick in the stomach, okay? Because it was a lot of foreshadowing. Somebody about to die. And I'm pretty sure it's Papa's daddy, okay? Because he was, if you've seen this episode, and every time we see Papa's daddy this season, it's always like a lesson behind what he's saying, you know. And we've already seen last, if my face looked flush, I literally just got through I was on the elliptical, the bike. That's what it is. I was on the bike for like 45 minutes. So, you know, I was multitasking, watching at the same time. Girl, I had to get this workout in. Okay. But back to the show. I just feel like every time we see Papa's daddy, he either has a lesson or it's something that's like, it's foreshadowing. You listen to the words, it's just the way that they, especially this episode, they had him speaking like he's definitely not going to be here much longer. Because when he told Papa, you act like a godly man, okay? You act like you got sense. You act as if I was there, even if I'm not here. I said, oh, Lord. You know, when he said that line, I said, oh, Jesus, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. But this episode was kind of, actually, this episode really was cute. I'm going to say that I am waiting for the drama, like the real to come. But it's still holding my attention more so than it's have in a long time. I have no complaints. It's cute, and we got a couple of revelations now. So it is prom weekend. We see when the episode opens up, we see Kevin. He's going shopping for his suit, and Emmett is going there, which is such a crazy thing because we seen how Emmett has become the mature person, or somewhat of a mature person. He's literally doing a 180 from when we first saw him, and he's taking over that big brother role that Brandon had when he was on here, where he was with Kevin. And I'm liking the fact that Emmett can now be somewhat of a positive male role model in Kevin's life, because he's literally surrounded by women when he's at home, or when he was at home with his parents. And now, you know, he got his woman, but he still needs that positive male role model. And so at this point, we can kind of say that Emmett is that, because, you know, he's doing the business thing, he's doing the family thing, and, you know, he didn't slow down on his hoe ways, okay? So, you know, he was there helping him out with the suit, trying to find what fits, you know. And I'm so glad Emmett was there, because baby, Miss Girl that was giving him the suit jacket, she wasn't gonna tell him you need to decrease the size, go down a little bit, and then it'll fit nice. You know, she wanted to make a sale no matter what, because she would have let Kevin walk up out of there with that big old coat jacket on. I said, Emmett said, give him a smaller smaller size, okay? And when he put it on, he changed. He looked, he was like, whoa. I said, exactly. So what we got with Kevin is in a dilemma, which is so crazy because he's so young, and he is now having to debate whether or not he's going to go to LA. And he brings this up to Emmett because, you know, he's into the game and stuff, and it's this gamers league that wants him on the team sponsored. Baby, them people, I sometimes wish I can play games, because girl, they get a lot of money, and I mean buku, especially if you're really good. So they want him on a team, and he will have to relocate to LA, and they'll take care of him and all of that stuff. And Emmett is like, why would you want to do that? Why would you want to leave Chicago? You know, if you leave Chicago, it ain't going to be too much real niggas left and all that and woo, woo, woo. And you don't really need to leave and all it. And I get where Emmett is coming from, but I also don't like that mentality where you need to stay in your city. And I know that I have said that I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move if I don't have an opportunity to move, meaning that if it doesn't make sense. That's what I always say when people ask, would you ever leave Chicago? If I have a job that's better than what I'm doing now, and the opportunity is there, and the setup is great and I got everything worked out, most definitely I will move. You know, if it comes down to that, I have no problem doing that. But to tell somebody that, you know, you should just, who wants to leave Chicago and you want to raise your family in Chicago because this is where you from, I get that, you know. But at the same time, it's okay to branch out and to try something new and not to just stick in one place, you know. And I feel like that's what Kevin needs to do. He's already branching out on his own by living in the place by himself, and he seems to be doing well. And so now the next step is for him to figure out what else he want to do, and this could be an opportunity that can lead him to even greater opportunities. And Emmett is like, what if it fails? Sometimes you got to step out on faith. It could possibly fail, but at least he could say that he did it, you know. And so he had to worry about that. Meanwhile, girl, speaking of Emmett, and let's just get Tiffany out the way right quick. Tiffany out there with Cairo in a little grow house, right? And then Dante come out there. They talking about the product and all of that stuff. Next thing you know, we hear some windows popping, okay? And I'm saying, oh, what happened? Like somebody just threw a brick through the window. Baby, they done stole Tiffany car. The Ultima deck, what's his name? Emmett just got her. And so Dante like, yo, come on. I know where they at. I know who it possibly could be. Now, at this moment, I was like, maybe he do. And then he was like, get in the car if you want to figure it out. Like, come on, you know, stop all this talking and all this stuff. So she wind up getting in the car, baby. They go to Duda's shop. And I said, child, they had the hood up and everything. And, you know, Tiffany like, why would you do that? Rob come out there, you know, this my lady car and all this stuff. You know, we work together. Why would you do that? And the dude that stole the car, I don't know. Something about him is too, like, he a little too serious for me. I said, nigga, smile. Okay? Nuck look like he can be gangster and he smiles too. And he shows emotion. But that other new dude, he just be like, I'm like, oh my God, you scary. He just, I felt like he was about to hit Tiffany or something. Like, he just was like, I said, unclench your shoulders and unclench your jaw, okay? Because it was clenched mighty tight. Like he's trying to play like he's so hard. You know what I'm saying? Like you're supposed to be intimidated by me. I said, okay, we get it. We a little bit because you got me. Because I'm like, damn, relax, all right? And I'm sitting here like, you know, at this point, dude, I said, come on, you know, it was a mistake. Okay, give him back the car. Rob said, so you gonna fix the window too? Dude, I said, listen, you gonna do that on your own, okay? You better be lucky that I'm giving this car back to you. And you can take this down to the other shop to get that thing fixed. I said, now, dude, truth be told, I feel like dude, I knew that was the car, but he possibly didn't because they've been doing it so much. That's what it is as well. So it's a possibility he knew and it's a possibility that they didn't know. Also, the way that girl, look at me studying. The way that the hood to the car was up, I don't know. I just feel like, dude, I know something. I feel like, dude, I know something, and I feel like Dante got something to do with it. And that's why if he do know that was Tiffany car, I feel like Dante had something to do with it because it's just so happened that Dante shows up to see what's going on, and Dante knows all about this whole business. Mind you, he cool with Cairo and he the one that put her onto him, but at the same time, something about Dante ain't right because why does he keep on popping up? He just popping up out of nowhere. And then that little exchange that he had with Duda, you know, like, you need to calm it down, and he was just smiling because when he walked up after they drove off, I thought the way that he was smiling at him was like, yeah, I got him for you and all this stuff. It's almost as if, because when that hood of the car was up, I felt like y'all need to go to the other chop shop and get that thing checked and see if dude I put a tracker or something on there, because it just didn't give me an easy feeling. And when Dante was talking to him, even though Dante did tell him, y'all need to calm that down because everybody's car's getting stolen, y'all just doing a lot. You know, you need to calm it down just a little bit. I was just like, something about that just don't fit right with me and my spirit. And so when Emmett came over there to drop the kid off, their son off to Tiffany, he gets upset that Tiffany didn't tell him about the car getting messed up. And she was like, first of all, I told my man. And I said, exactly. He was like, well, I'm the one that brought the car. Yeah, you brought the car. It would have been cool if she would have told you, but she's not obligated. The only thing that she's obligated to do is to take care of your kid and to have him in a good position and in looking good and decent and good clothing and all that stuff when y'all drop him off and all that in a good place to stay at. That's it. Rob would have took care of the situation, and like she said, you are not my protector no more. But at this moment, Emmett is pissed, and he decided to go down there to the chop shop and to call Duda out and everything. Why you gonna do that to Tiffany guy? He said, you $1 short and a day late, okay? Because she done already came down here and handled that with 2 other niggas, and it ain't my fault that you couldn't be here to take care of your baby mama, and that's what happened to your woman and whatever. And he was pissed. He was really pissed to the point where he told Duda, fuck you. And Duda turned around and said, what? And he said, you heard what I said? I said, hold on, Emmett. Now, see, girl, I said, Emmett, you know, you coming into your own a little bit, but you need to crawl before you walk. This is Duda that we talking about, okay? And so at this point, we see Nuck hand him a gun. I don't think Emmett saw him, but we saw him hand off that. And next thing you know, he put the butt of that gun underneath Emmett. I said, oh no. He finished. Child, I said, Emmett, I understand you trying to stand up, but sometimes it ain't worth it, bruh. It ain't worth it. But he turned that thing around, and when he flipped it around to the nuzzle, it's underneath him. I said, oh Lord. He had Emmett shook. He had him so shook at one point. I said, damn. Meanwhile, Keisha lost her job. Okay, now Keisha had came into work, and there wasn't no kids up in there, and then that lady that had an attitude with her when she wanted to when she had told her about herself with the little boy that didn't want to read in front of the kids. I feel as though, you know, the girl came in there and said, you know, we going through some budget cuts, and because you kind of knew, and you know, you've been late coming in and you've been leaving early a lot or whatever, so basically we're gonna have to cut you. You know, if there was something that I could do, I would, but it's nothing. I honestly feel like, yeah, it possibly was some budget cuts, but I also feel like she been wanting her to go ever since Keisha fronted on her and got the, yeah, I just feel like that lady never liked Keisha. I really feel that way. And so she comes home, and she all pissed off at Emmett, and you know, because she yelling at him, feeling like I'm the one holding everything together, and you always on my back, and this and this and that, you know. And he was like, well, I mean, damn, you ain't got your job, so you can get another one, but now you got time to do this and you got time to do that, basically do all the stuff in the house. And she said, no, the reason why I ain't got my job is because I got to take care of everything in the house because you won't do stuff. You know, and at this point, it's just like everything that glitters not gold. And that's what it feels like with Emmett and Keisha because of the way that they got together so quickly. And granted, we know that they had history, but at one point, I just feel like they never should have got together like that. I still feel that way. Like they're playing house too soon, okay? And I don't feel like they really truly know each other enough to even be with each other this deep, like sharing houses and kids and all of that. And so her frustration is coming out, and I'm glad that she's recognizing that she needs help. She went over there to Nina and Dre's place. Girl, Nina and Dre going at it because apparently Dre up there and Monica up there texting each other. That's the ex that we saw last week. And she was like texting her all throughout the night. You think I'm going to be cool with you texting your ex throughout the night? She was like, I mean, it was till 11 p.m. She said, still, it don't make no difference. I said, you know what? Honestly, Nina and even Dre said that you of all people. I said, ooh. Because Nina, girl, you really got your nerve, but Dre, don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful. It's one thing to have your ex working in the same facility, literally right across the hall from you. That's one thing. Y'all not just exes. Y'all ex-fiancés, okay? You was going to marry this woman. And there's some unresolved probably issues and situations, not necessarily enough closure or whatever. But to still be texting her just because she just came back into your life, that's taking a little bit step far. Okay, I will feel some type of way. I don't care if I cheated or not. Even if I didn't cheat on you, I still would feel some type of way. But at the same time, Nina, you talking a lot of game because you did cheat on that lady. You hurt that lady. So, I don't know how to figure this situation. Do you give her a little bit of leeway or what? And Dre, you got a lot of defensive. You got so defensive when Keisha had popped up. You was like, "Now you fuck my ex." I said, "Wait a minute, girl. She didn't say that you did." She didn't say that you did, okay? But, I mean, the way that you said that, Dre, was sounding like you want to. And you just might. I mean, I ain't going to be necessarily mad because you got to get your lick back. But that's not right. You know what I'm saying? Technically speaking, and on a moral level, that's not right. So I would want you to kind of cease the communication for now, okay? And let this settle. But Keisha heard her mama going off on Dre, and she realized that she's turning into her mama because some of the stuff that Nina said to Dre was the same thing that, she went off on Emmett and said to him right before she came over there. And so basically, they brought up the fact that she possibly needs to go back to therapy. She was going to therapy, but she didn't have time to continue it. And she didn't feel like it was working as much. And she was like, Dre said, because y'all know Dre is a counselor at the schools and stuff. And she was like, you need to continue it for it to fully work. And so that's what she's going to do. I do like the fact that when she came back and she talked to Emmett was going through his stuff as well, because at this point he's shook. He's sitting there drinking. She trying to figure out what's going on with him. He's not necessarily going to tell her exactly what happened between him and Duda. But, she was like, maybe you should go to therapy too. Have a one-on-one therapy. And he was like, I mean, I already got this therapy group that I go to with Victor and the boys. And she was like, the group thing is one thing, but the one-on-one hits a little bit different. And I feel like that is a true thing, but I don't know if he's going to take it. But I'm so glad that at the end we do see Keisha going back to therapy and trying to figure out what's going on. Moving on from that, Bakari, baby, I don't know, sir. I really hope nothing happens to him. Bakari is, because I've grown to like Bakari. And the fact that he has a story that a lot of us seen play out where these people, guys or girls, they want money fast, but they don't want that 9-to-5 life. And it's not necessarily fast, but they want more and want to have somewhat control, or they think they have control, but they really don't, because you're working for somebody else that is controlling you. But at least you ain't got to clock in from 9 to 5, and you get a little bit more money, and you just want to save up so that you can think that you can get out of that life. And that that's not really going to happen, because when he went to that chop shop and he saw all them cars, and Duda was going to give him the car, one of those cars to take for prom, and he opened up that trunk and he said, now how come you didn't do what you were supposed to do? He was supposed to get rid of that bag of guns, right? He said, yeah, the dude that I had, he didn't come through yet, but I'm going to talk to him. And he was like, well, you need to go ahead and talk to him and get it done tonight, because if you don't, it's going to be me and my bitch rolling around in this car. I said, now, hold up. You have no respect, because you ain't have to say that. And obviously, which one you talking about? You're talking about Bianca. Girl, we'll talk about that lady in a few. But he was like, okay. And so Bakari went to go to Shad. And at this point, I feel like this is a story that happens, a common story again, that happens with a lot of people who get out of jail, especially when what got them in jail was them being in the street life, so used to having everything because they got it quick, they got it fast, they got it underhanded, illegal, whatever. So they used to having a lot of money and all this stuff, and not having a warrant for anything. And then when you go to jail, you got to come out, you got to do things on a legal way, and it's tougher because, oh, don't nobody want to hire a felon, don't nobody want to hire somebody that went to prison or jail before, And if you do get hired, it's jobs that's just not sustainable. You know what I'm saying? And you feel less than. That is what Shad is going through. We saw him doing a job with Darnell, and he was just like confused as to, we've been there for like 6 hours, and you mean to tell me I only get $100? And that's just what it is. He wants to feel like a man. His idea of what a man is, he want to be a provider. He want to be able to take care of things if need be, you know, and he just feel like he can't do that. And then you have Darnell saying, well, sometimes it's okay to just be the supportive spouse to a person, to a woman. Let her do what she got to do. If she the breadwinner, she the breadwinner. You could just be there. And I get it. Like, if she ain't complaining about it, you shouldn't. But at the same time, it's a mentality thing. You know, it's what has been ingrained in men, that you're supposed to be the head of the household, that you're supposed to be the one that's taking care of everything. You're supposed to have a job. You can't be broke. You can't be this. You can't be that. And so he's dealing with all of that, which leads him to go ahead. Baby Bakari came over there, and I said, not in your woman's place. I know y'all stand together, but that's still your woman's place at this point, because you being a little disrespectful. And I get it. I get it. You know, sometimes it's hard to say no, especially when you're down on your luck. And we see that Shad is down on his luck, and Bakari sees it too, and Bakari is playing on it. He ain't shit for that, okay? Now, you gonna say, come on, man, what happened to the dude that was trying to get me right? Now I'm trying to get you right. He was trying to get you right and get you out the life, okay? And you trying to get him right by putting him back in the life, because he brought them guns over there. And of course, Shad said no at first. And he set his ass down, and he said, I got 2 racks right here. I got $2,000 in my pocket right here. And I'll let you hold this, and it won't be flown. Shad had to take it. He took it. He ain't had to, but he decided to. And so at this point, he wound up having, at first I was like, where you gonna have the guns at? Girl, it was a vent in the wall in the living room. He opened that thing up. I said, now you opened that thing up a little bit too easy. So what else you been hiding up in that lady house? Because that thing popped open too easy with no tools. And he put the thing right back. I said, child, all right. All right. And I said, you know what? I'm worried about Shad now, because, again, when he told Duda last week that this is a one-time thing, then I say it's never a one-time thing with Duda. He has his hands on everybody and in everybody's business, and that is a dangerous motherfucker, okay? When a person that is monopolizing the whole community, everybody in, girl, that is dangerous. That is dangerous, and y'all need to come together and take Duda ass out, okay? I want him to stay on here, but at the same time, he gotta go. He gotta go, because he is doing a lot, and ain't nobody touched his ass yet, and I am upset. I am upset. Meanwhile, you got Jake and Victor. I like what Jake is turning into. Jake is trying to be a little fashionista. I see. You know, he wore his own designs. You know what I'm saying? And I do love every time Jake and Victor have a scene together. Damn, the dude that played Jake, I said, wait a minute. You ain't got them crusty lips no more. I said, oh my God, they all looking like young adults now. Okay, I said, he still kind of looked childish a little bit last season because he was still growing. And even though they're still growing now, they still, like, everybody is coming into their adult looks a little bit. And I'm looking at Jake like, wow, he looks different. He can model if he wants to, you know. He finally had some Carmex on the lips though. I said, all right, little Jakey Jake, you know. And I love when he be giving it, he be the little brother, and he comes through and gives Victor, the big brother, advice that be sound advice. Like, you know, you can't be everything to everybody. You can do what you can, and if you can't, don't stress it. Because he was worried about, he was listening to something that was on the radio or whatever, the news, that was basically saying, you know, we got the new alderman. Is he gonna stand up to his predecessors and all that? And that's when Jake was basically like, you know, don't stress it. You can do what you can. If you can't do it and you can't fulfill everything, you can't stress it because you tried. As long as you tried, that's just what it is. I was like, look at Jake. He got a little maturity going to him. Everybody is maturing, and I love that part. I love that part. Because Jake used to be a little wild ass little boy, and y'all remember that. Oh Lord. And so you got that going on, right? And we get to the prom stuff. Gemma, that dress was ugly as hell, and I'm so glad Tiara popped up in that room. First of all, Tiara, you knock. I don't give a good damn if you fucking her daddy or not. You knock on the door. That is because you be up in the house don't mean that you can just open up the door and come through. She could have been naked, okay? That girl, knock on the door. But she said, first of all, my bad. Second of all, that dress is ugly. And I said, thank you for saying it because I didn't want to say it and hurt the girl's feelings. But you said it, so I'm going to go with it. And did y'all see? I forgot this part last week. When they had that get together and with the couples, you had Victor and his girl, you had Shad and his girl, and then Darnell and Jade. Is her name Jade? Darnell and Jade, and then you had Gemma Daddy and Tiara come through. And I said, oh Lord, the uncomfortableness when Shad found out that, yeah, your girl with somebody else, and there she go right there, and there he go, and y'all know each other. Child, I can't wait till that thing explode. But they did have another little gathering too. They had another little gathering of the minds and all that, but we'll talk about that in a second. I'm getting ahead. But this whole situation with Gemma and Tiara was trying to tell her, you brought this dress offline. She said yes, and she said that's your first mistake right there. Banned it offline. And she was like, prom's supposed to be tonight. Let's go get something. Of course, Gemma didn't want to, because she want to hold up this, front like she don't like this girl. Because she probably never really saw her daddy date anybody besides her mother, And so another woman coming in and take her father's attention. And so she automatically want to hate her. But she couldn't hate her because the girl is literally helping her out and being on her side. Gemma and Tiara, they went to a little spa day. Tiara said, listen, I don't do gym pop. I said, girl, first of all, this is not ours. You can just say, I don't doing all that stuff with the public, okay? She shut the whole spa place down, had it just for them, and they were actually connecting. They were connecting, talking about Jake and talking about her mother, talking about being in love and, the reason why she's with Gemma's daddy because, they just see each other and all of that. And, it ain't no money thing and everything because she done been with men and women that got a whole lot more than what he got. And so, that's that part when they held hands and everything. I said, oh, that's cute. And then she said, so how did you meet Jake? She said, well, actually, I was dating his best friend, and they had a laugh at that. And I said, now, Gemma, that ain't funny. It took me back. It took me back a couple of seasons. I said, bitch, that ain't funny. Girl, I'm trying to come back to you. You almost took me back there, okay? I said, girl, that is not funny. Ugh. Anyway, so when she get back to the house and she showed the daddy, Tiara was like, okay, here comes Gemma. She's about to come down with her dress. She had a nice dress on. It had the arm on and it had the little slit right here, but it was a mesh. So it did show her side a little bit and probably right here on her stomach, but it was a mesh, so you couldn't really see the skin. That's how they wear these dresses these days. The daddy said, I know the hell not you gonna take your ass upstairs and you gonna take that off and you gonna take off that makeup. Now, no lie, Tiara had that girl dressed up looking like her. The hair, the makeup and everything, right? I was like, oh, a mini Tiara. And she said, Daddy, what? He was like, go there and take it off. Okay? And Tiara was like, wait a minute. This is for her prom. Don't you want her to look cute? She said, first of all, you not her mama. I said, excuse me. Now, see, Tiara, you better than me because that would have been the day I just would have left. Okay? I would have left right then and there. Because at one point, when she left out, Gemma went upstairs. She was like, why would you do that? It was like, why would you have my daughter out here dressing like some little hoe? Like she's some hoe showing her body or whatever. She don't need to be showing her body like that. She was like, she's a young woman, and whether you want to believe it or not, that is what she is, okay? And it was like, when he said that thing about her dressing like a hoe and showing her body, she said, well, what do you think about me? And he had to shut up for a second and think, because literally she dressed her just like her. And wasn't nothing wrong with what Gemma had on. That dress wasn't bad compared to what it could have been. The dress was not bad, okay? And I just said, oh my God, did this man just turn into Frank Mitchell? You're dressing like a slut. I said, wait a minute, bitch. Did I just go turn on Moesha? What is happening? I said, now listen, sir, you didn't have to do that. She did come back with this white or cream colored dress, off the shoulder type. It was still cute. And I actually prefer the white one better than the one that came down and the way that she had her hair. But, you know, I wouldn't speak to him for a while, because you going to have to apologize to me, because you hurt my feelings. You're going to tell me that you basically called me a little hoe. And I'm sitting here like, wait a minute, sir. Your baby out here fucking already. I mean, she didn't have... she was pregnant. Granted, unfortunately, she lost it, but she... So you... I mean... It's a little bit too late. Little too late. Okay? But, you got the scene with Papa and his daddy, and he was trying to help him, you know, do the little... Put his, tie his tie and giving him advice and telling him, yeah, act godly. And he was like, do I have to? And all of that. And he was like, yeah, that's when you gave him a speech where you have to act like he's there even when he's not. Girl, I sat there and I just said, Jesus. It was just a lot. That scene was kind of heavy because I just knew. It was heavy because of the foreshadowing, because we know. And then for Bakari to come around and, you know, to see them and then to get in on it. And then Papa's daddy was like, what's wrong? And he said, you know, Lene, brother, want to meet him first. And so Papa Daddy was like, you just got to do these 3 things. You talk to him, you look him in his eye, you shake his hand, and then when you walk away with confidence. Okay? And he wound up doing it. And all Lene brother said was, your job is to keep her safe. And he was like, I got you. I said, all right. And you saw how nervous he was when he walked away finally. He just let it go like, whew. I said, but Papa did invite Kenya. Kenya did say yes. But then, while they was all getting together, waiting for the prom, waiting for their people to come, their dates to come, Papa gets a text from Kenya that says she's not going to be able to make it, but you can come by afterwards, you know, to the house, because her parents are going to be gone. They're going to go out of town. And so, you know, he gloating like, I mean, we finna be doing some grown up stuff, because they was making fun of him. At least Bakari was like, she gonna be with her real man, you know, but that wasn't the case. And they was like, well, Kevin, who your date is, since you're trying to keep her all to a secret and everything, you know. And she was like, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. And so I love the whole scene where they were doing their send-off. The way everybody came together, they looked so beautiful. Maisha in the gold. Oh my God, that was just so pretty against her skin. Lene with the fuchsia on, the bright fuchsia, it was so pretty. Even Papa in his light pink suit, his powder pink suit. Jake in his little half and half tux, I like the way he did it, you know. Even Kevin, everybody looked cute. They looked so beautiful. I like the fact that they had this, it was like the community came out and they had that love and that support. You had all the parents and you had all the friends and you had all the families come out there and they was taking the pictures and everything, and it was just a lot of love. Maisha was giving you face, baby. Maisha was smiling, and at one point she was, I said, bitch, you better do that. You better do that, girl. All right. And so, you know, after that, they get to the prom. Everything is going off. You know, I said, wait a minute, y'all be playing all this music. Y'all ain't gonna play the edited music, okay? Y'all said, fuck that explicit, bitch. We 18, 17 years old. We about to be adults up in this shit. We already know what it is, okay? And I said, what the fuck is that? I said, you know what? It ain't nothing like a predominantly black prom, black and brown prom, because basically that's how it was when I went to school. Granted, I went to Whitney Young Magnet School, okay, out here in Chicago. And it was a little diverse, but it was still more black people than it was anything, right? It was the smart black people, okay, as they would say, because, you know, they try to make us seem like we dumb as shit. But, you know, this was the gifted ones, okay? And baby, prom was up. Prom was up. We had the music going, we had the cha-cha slide going, the ladies, everything. Ain't nothing like the atmosphere for a black get-together or whatever it is. It's just everything. And I just love the fact that they had so much fun and they were looking so beautiful in that moment to see the guys together when we first saw them, and they was 3 little boys. And then to see them out there, first of all, why the hell was y'all out there smoking? So y'all, they did just let y'all smoke inside the building, but they was up there, them 3, Jake and Papa. It was like a full circle moment. They have come into their own. They went from little boys to young men. Okay, and I love that scene. And that's when what's his name? Kevin wound up telling them that he might be moving to LA. And at first, Papa was like, you know what about your family? What about your friends? What about us and all of this stuff? And what about Maisha? See, they was not even mad that he was with, it was no drama when Maisha popped out with him. And I said, that's what's up. And it was Papa that even said, what about Maisha? Do she even know? And Jake said, if this is what you want to do, you should go. Okay? Don't let nobody stop you. And even if Maisha is the one, she'll understand. I said, God damn, you know what? All right. They up there smoking weed and they come down there taking pictures and stuff, and it was really, really cute. And then it was time for prom to be over. Now see, it was a scene with Bakari and Lene before prom where she found out he got the car. They were sitting outside and she was hugging all up on him, and he was like, after prom, you want to come to this house of a friend of mine's out there in the suburbs? And she was like, I mean, we can go, but don't think that you're going to be doing anything. And he was like, I know. And then next thing you know, he was like, I love you. I said, and she said, I love you too. I was like, oh my God, these little kids, what? They got better relationships than I do. God damn. Girl. See, that's what this show has always made me feel some type of way, because bitch, how these kids got adult problems and got good ass relationships for the most part, and I'm sitting here single as shit. But anyway, it is what it is. It was really cute. But they was in the car, and as soon as I seen that car driving down the street so goddamn fast, I said, shit. Things was going too good. Baby. They got pulled over by the cops. So, of course, they got arrested because he didn't have a license on him. He didn't have the registrations. That's not even his car. And 9 out of 10, it's a stolen car. Because it's doodah. And also, they get pulled over. They got to go to the police office. And you got Dre and Nina there to pick up Lene. You got a brother there being a little disappointed, especially with the whole situation with Bakari. And then you got Papa's daddy. Now, Papa had went over there to Kenya's place. He knocked on the door. This little boy opened up the door, and Kenya comes to the door. He was like, oh, so this your little brother you had to babysit? She said, no, this is my son. I said, girl, it's always the PK ones. It's always the PK. I'm telling you, because even when, listen, I was Jehovah's Witness, and let me tell you something. As soon as the motherfuckers, they used to pressure them to get baptized, especially at a young age, okay? And when I say young, it was probably like 13, 12, or whatever. Next thing you know, as soon as they got baptized, they came through and they was pregnant. I said, bitch, teenage pregnancy like a motherfucker runs through that goddamn organization. Crazy. Same thing with the PKs, okay? I said, damn. Papa was looking like, ain't this about a bitch? And I said, please, Papa, don't let this change your opinion of her. I said, please don't be that one. Don't be that one. But he was in the car with the daddy when they picked up Bakari and they was driving back, and Bakari's back there crying. I said, what you crying for? Is it because you feel like you lost Lene, or you scared of what Doodah gonna do? Because you ain't got the car no more. Either way, he feel like he probably fucked, but it wasn't really his. I mean, he was speeding a little bit, but I wouldn't dump him for that. So I feel like it's more so of, he feel like he probably disappointed her brother, disappointed Papa's daddy, and then the whole situation with Doodah. That's probably what it was. Probably like, I feel like I'm in some deep shit. I said, yeah, you probably is. Meanwhile, Victor had a little get together over at his place, and you had Gemma Daddy over there. You had Marcus. You had well, that's Gemma Daddy Marcus. You had Shad, and Fatima was there, of course, and Quincy, who is the chief of staff. And I think Darnell came over there at one point, but then somebody knocked on the door. Quincy opened up the door, and it was DeAndre. We found out that that's the real estate. I said, that's the realtor. Baby, that's Quincy, man. I said, he was like, this is my husband right here. I said, what? Girl, the way Shy look, I said, now Shy, stop it. Okay, Shy, don't look surprised. Because at one point, I was thinking that Quincy had a thing for Victor, because he was doing a lot, you know what I'm saying? He was taking his job real serious, right? And so we found out that the realtor, DeAndre, he works with, because he was telling them, this is a nice house that you have. I would suggest you keep this house because it's going to be worth a whole lot more. The way they tearing stuff down and bringing stuff up, the property value going to go up. It's going to be worth a whole lot. It was like, one of my first clients was Otis, which is Duda, and I had sold him a house or something down the street or whatever, and he got me some other clients and all this stuff. And so at this point, he was looking like, Victor was like, ain't this some shit? He said, Quincy, let me talk to you to the side. So they go to the back, and he was like, do you know who Duda is? And he was like, I mean, yeah, but we ain't been in no trouble with him. He ain't done nothing to us. And he was like, you got to be careful with this nigga, because this nigga is just, he's not right, okay? And Quincy was like, I mean, you telling me all this, but you're not telling me everything. If I'm supposed to be working with you, we supposed to trust each other. You got to tell me everything. And I said, at this moment, please don't tell him what I feel like you're going to tell him. Don't say nothing. Keep it tight-lipped. Girl, what'd he say? He said, I helped him get rid of a body. Child, at that point I said, God damn, shut the fuck up, okay? Please. Girl. Then at this point, then the FBI agent come to the door and try to talk to him or whatever. I said, child, talk to somebody. I said, oh my goodness, now shit finna hit the fan. Then also before I end this, we see a scene with Bianca, aka Miss Tony Childs, and Lady May, aka her name is Alicia on here, Miss Lynn Woodfield. And they was at the little bar or whatever, that little situation that I guess the little cigar bar and all that stuff where Duda be at all the time. Come to find out, that's Bianca's place that Alicia helped her get because she's a silent partner or whatever. And she was basically like, I mean, it's cool or whatever. You should have told me that you was back in town, but I mean, it seems like everything's going great, but you let a lot of hoodlums. I hear that you let some hoodlums up in here. And she said, with hoodlums, do you mean Duda? And she said, you know exactly what I'm talking to. And you know that my brother worked with him or whatever, and now all of a sudden my brother gone. And it was like, yeah, well, sorry for your loss. Okay, I said, excuse me? You didn't have to say it like that. And she was like, well, how you know all this about Duda? It was like, because Duda is my friend. I said, AKA, we fucking, And so at this point, I'm sitting here like, what is the connection between her? Because she said she gave her money. She was like, I would meet up with you anytime because you helped me out when nobody else would. And I'm just sitting here like, what is the connection? Because I was waiting for them to say like, Bianca was her daughter or something. That's what it was given at first, but then it kind of didn't at the end of their conversation. I was just like, what is their connection? I really want to know. And then she gets into the car with Duda and tells Duda about Alicia being there, and she was like, keep your eye on her. I said, child, what is going on? This show about to stress me out because we don't know what's going on. Now, I need some stuff. I haven't seen the preview for the next week's episode, but this is episode 5, and usually after the halfway there, that's when stuff really started ramping up. So bodies need to start dropping. I'm sorry. Bodies got to start dropping, okay? Because, listen, Duda got his hands in everybody's shit, and I just can't have that no more. Where is the person that's gonna take him out? I'm not talking about Victor being the alderman taking him out or whatever. I need another street nigga that got some power too to come through and just wreck shop as well and take this motherfucker out or give him a challenge. Something gotta happen. But anyway, y'all tell me how y'all felt about this episode. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments and we'll discuss, and I will see you guys later. Peace.